Good morning. Welcome to the square spiral garden. This is what I cleared out this morning. I don't know if you can see how big it is. And I cleared it out from next to the house. Now, the person that used to live here had said a few times, like, get the vines off the house. So I would get the cultivator and pull the vines down and pull them out, right? Well, the inspector who came here last week, the home inspector, said there was not enough ventilation under the house. There are vents. You can see one right there. But you couldn't see it until yesterday morning when I got out here and cleared from around it. There were some vines that had grown underneath it and like behind it. So I pulled all those out, and then this morning I got out and did the rest of this. I didn't really consider how much my irises had gotten choked up by all these guys too. So yeah, that was there. So we should get some better ventilation around the house, and maybe help. Apparently there's mold under the house, and you don't want that. So I've been focusing on the lawn, taking care of the grass and etc. So the garden has gotten really overgrown. I do work full time, so I'm away from the house 50 hours a week. I do work from home one day a week, but I'm working then. That's also the day that I do laundry, so my extra time is spent doing that, not goofing off or anything. Just before work I'll start on the laundry, and then at break I'll move it over to whatever. Anyway, so the garden's quite overgrown. The apples on the tree are not looking great. It's been a damp year, a lot of rain, so they may not make it. We'll see. This is the first year that we've had any fruit on the tree. You can see that the Asian dayflower, those bright blue, they're very pretty. It's my favorite weed because it's so pretty and so easy to pull up. My son-in-law's father wants red buds, so I'll be digging those out soon. Of course, they have huge roots, so I'm not looking forward to it. I think that the cosmos growing here might have deterred the deer from eating the sunchokes all the way down to the ground. So this is the cosmos, which looks distressingly similar to what is it? The one that makes everybody sneeze, ragweed. You can see the deer damage on the sunchokes here. You can also see they're trying to grow back. So we still have some of the black-eyed Susans. Aren't they beautiful? They do get a little bit desiccated over time. You can see something's been munching on it. They're still so pretty. We got some fleabane growing over here. And to my right, we have mustard greens. Still got the Chinese yam growing up here. Poke getting ready to bloom. We have some fleabane, lovely, which is native. There's another tree I have to cut down. Okay, y'all got to get out of the pathway. I know you can't even tell it's a pathway, but I have a friend who's teaching me how to use my weed whacker, so I plan to get out here before too long and weed whack the paths that only I know where they are. Well, I was going to check on the beans, and it looks like they got eaten up by the weeds. That is, you guys go that way, and you, vine, that is the wild morning glory, extremely invasive. Oh, here's the beans. There they are. Let's see if we can clear around them without hurting them. Give them a better chance. What is that? Is that the bean? I think that is the bean. All right. Okay, gonna do a little chop and drop. Do 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 do. Make sure not pulling up something I want. Who's good, kitty? You already got fed. Saki, you already got fed. I don't know why you're talking to me with that tone of voice. As if you hadn't been fed. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the wild violet right there, wild violet. And I'll have to come back and get this tree with something stronger than my fingers. That should give the beans some room to grow. I'm just gonna stomp those guys down. Ooh, get this grass out of here. Hey, y'all came weeding with me today, thank you. Okay, so checking on the asparagus. Oh, there's little Sockers. Socky, Socrates, Socker McSockerton. He's my stray. He's was clearly somebody's pet. So here's the asparagus doing nicely. It did get some deer damage earlier this year, but it's come back so nicely. There's another cane of it over there. We got several stalks. If I get to stay here, if I'm gonna be here next year, I'll actually get to harvest. Won't that be exciting? See, I have not been even able to keep up the pathways. Usually that's the minimum work I can manage to do, is like, oh, I kept up the pathways. Ugh, not this year. Here's one of our younger asparagus. It's got 2 stalks now. There's an asparagus there that's from the same root that had died. And there's several more along here. And then the big ones in the corner there. All right. Can't quite get over here. There is poison ivy growing in this area that I keep pulling up. So I'm not going to try to walk over here. Still no sign of life from the fig. But you can check out my mowing job, like, hey, check it out. Yeah, isn't that crazy? There's more of those Chinese princess. That's the Chinese princess log there. So I've got to get in there and clear out the vines, pull down the weeds. You can see my hands from pulling up the weeds I was showing you earlier. Cut down those trees. There's a pear tree in there somewhere, I hope, still. Saki, here comes Saki. Here comes Saki. Here's my baby. Where's my baby? Here's my baby kitty. Yes, him so pretty. Him such a handsome boy. Another success right there is the milkweed. That's the one that I dug up from the roadside, and it's continuing to do well. So I'm really pleased about that. Looking at the elderberry. Oh, there's Mariposa. Mariposa hates her brother. She was an only child. She was an only child. Yeah, she was. Her so pretty. Oh, I was talking about the elderberry. It's fruiting out now. It had been blooming. There's still a couple of flowers up at the top. Just a little bit of white flower. But it's mostly gone to fruit now. The fruit are all still green, but the umbels are purple. It's really pretty. There were birds nesting. I don't know if they're still there or not. They were the eastern bluebirds. Here's the cilantro, dried up, gone to seed. See if we can go this way. mustard greens again. Black-eyed Susans again. There's one squash plant from some compost I put in the ground, but I'm sure it's hybridized, so no telling what might grow out of it, if anything. It's not likely to fruit. Still weeding, still weeding. All right, I'm stopping. The walking garlic has been walking. This is what it does. It walks by falling down. Glads, the gladiolas are all done blooming. Coneflower still looks okay. I was worried it had the virus, and it might still, but so far it's doing all right. Cats are fighting. Hey, y'all be nice to each other. Y'all be sweet. Mama says so. So you can see I did pull the vines down off the house. I've done that twice already this year. Try to step over this little spider web. There's another red bud I can pull up. I had pulled the vines down, but you know, now I have a better understanding. I'm somebody that needs pretty clear instruction, you know. Get the vines off the house. Okay, I got the vines off the house. I did not know I needed to clear extensively around the house until another friend of mine told me. So there's the other vent. I got it cleared out yesterday also. So it is now free for the air to flow. Yes, there is a rock leaning up against it. There's nothing holding that in place except for that rock. So it just leans up against the wall, and that was the way it's always been. So over the next few days, I hope to get in here and make that same kind of pathway all the way along here and get more dry air, more circulation around the house. And here is another red bud. So that's like 4 if I can dig them out. Coming over here to check on, got my stone pathway here. So it looks like the bee balm is done blooming for the year. It has really grown this year. It is it's spread, so that makes me happy. Oh, it's a gorgeous day. The crepe myrtle is blooming all over the property. Where it's planted, it's blooming. And here's this guy also coming up with the orange berries again. I think this must mean this is the female and this is the male. So the female produces berries. This is asparagus berries. I don't know if they're edible. I doubt it. I'm sure I would have heard from somebody by now. Oh yeah, you can eat asparagus berries. I don't think so. Worth looking up though. So still have this morning glory. It comes up everywhere. If somebody tells you, oh, I know how to get rid of weeds forever, they are lying to you. That's another piece of work I did recently. So this entire wall had been completely covered in vines, and the person that used to be in charge of the grounds here had placed all kinds of things over next to the house, so it was impossible to get up next to the house. Well, almost impossible, without really contorting yourself. So I contorted myself quite a bit, and that pile right there of drying vegetation that I need to pull up today, I'm going to pull that pile and the one that I showed you at the beginning of the video and get them away from the house. But yeah, I'm really proud of the HVAC. Within minutes was working better. It had vines growing all around it, had weeds growing up all around it, and up the wall. So it was just surrounded by plants, which, you know, to my mind thought, well, that's cooling the area. It's making it cooler. No, it just makes it harder for the machine to work. It can help to have a shade near an HVAC so that it doesn't operate in the sun, but this is in full sun. That is south over there, so it's on this wall faces southwest. This unpainted wall faces southwest. Yeah, and I need to move that ladder too, probably over to where all the tools are. But yeah, I'm real proud of myself for that. That was a lot of work that I did, I think on the 4th of July. Today is the 12th, I believe. Yeah, today is the 12th. It's Sunday. So, got another bunch of canna lilies getting ready to bloom. Still have a lot of mint. Lots of mint. Still have a wild grapevine everywhere. So one lovely view of the garden here. It's a beautiful day, even if the cats are fighting. And yes, the rosemary is still alive. The rosemary. Be well, y'all.